Hey girls, just want to do a quick review from the West Coast match. A couple things we want to just continue to have you guys thinking about working on as we get the four Champions Cup. So again, recognizing our build-up focus when the opponent has, a higher press with three players, three forwards. The key for us is that we be a little more patient going side to side until something opens up out wide or breaking lines out here. In this situation, maybe if Sammy, if you're able, I think that's Sammy. If you're able to get up higher and bring this player back, then that would give Kate a little bit more room. Or if you play short and then bounce it back, then Kate could find the space in behind. So again, it's three players organized, so we definitely don't want to play it right where they are. And the main reason is not because we want to be better or fix our possession or our buildup. Main reason is because when you think about the shape that we're in, and I think we've said this before or we've discussed this before, we're in a pretty big, expansive shape. With lots of gaps for the opponent to play through. So it's important for us to recognize that. Because if we do lose the ball, you can see the transition to defending that has to happen. Everybody's sprinting back. You can just click back or rewind that, and everybody's sprinting back. So it becomes problematic. Similar here, if Amelia is going to be in the middle of the 18 here, then Kate, it's probably a good idea for you to come out here into this space so that Sammy can go a little bit higher, and then it frees up space for Hannah, Lubick, Alicia to come in and get the ball, or even our wide midfielders to come in off the shape a little bit too. No problem here. We're playing in this area, that's fine. But again, just like the last clip, are we able to find an area where we can play and be a little bit more successful? I think Chloe Lee was there, a wide midfielder coming in off the shape, Chloe coming back, Chloe Nelson coming back, the right side midfielder coming in as well, just to be able to help. And, again, not a bad effort on the direct ball, that takes a lot of space, but then you could see the amount of space in between our center backs and our forwards is pretty high. So it's a big shape for them to be able to, transition to defend. I mean, transition to attack. So they don't really attack us in a harsh way, but it's just us giving the ball away, and now we're defending. Again, since it's narrow here, can Kate, you drop out and Bree get wide, or use Amelia if we have to, and then once Sammy plays it back to you, maybe we can play into this pocket here. And again, that's not a bad ball from Sammy there. I think now the situation here is backing up a little bit. So all of you wide midfielders, Chloe, on this one, I think you have more time than you think to be able to take a touch, because that bouncing ball, for it to be perfect onto Hannah's foot, it's a very high level sequence or situation. So maybe take a touch, knock it down for them, because you can see that the space is there for us. But you can also see that if we lose this ball, you can see what type of space they have there to counter on. And a good team that at countering is going to be able to do that at speed. And we again, our back four looks pretty solid here in terms of how you're organized. So that's good. Again, where's the open space? This is the space that West Coast here has taken care of. So that all the open space is over in this area right here. So that's what we should be looking at as we're picking our heads up, checking our shoulders. When we get on the ball, we want to be able to swing the ball around and not have to do so much transition to defending, because now you see Chloe has to do a 30-yard sprint, and all of this sprint or this sprinting action could have been avoided by a simple back pass and then moving the ball around to the open space. So again, more transition to defend moments. Once we get the ball out of possession or out of our feet here, what's the situation? If we lose the ball, look how much space they have to attack. Okay. And again, this is what I think is important for you guys to recognize in these situations. Like, if we lose this ball, we're relying on, Bree and Kate to save the day if they do get the ball in that area. So it's, again, something, probably a better idea, from Kate and Ava here. I think that's Ava or Maddie. Maybe have the midfielders, one of you midfielders, Lubick or Hannah, drop into this space, so that maybe she comes with you, and then playing that forward pass isn't that bad of an idea. And again, think about the last drawing. They have that open space here. So now it's players having to sprint back, just to help us defend a little bit. So again, very important that we recognize that, for a center midfielder, for Hannah to have to do that much work in that scenario, it doesn't help us when we get into the attacking side. Again, if a player from another team at this level is going to punt the ball, you got to assume it's going to go at least to half field or just under half field. So it's okay. I think that's Eden. It's okay that we have one here, but everybody else needs to drop in, just like we would ask if Amelia or Lillian were punting the ball. And then our back four needs to get up here. And it's okay for, let's say, Bree to be one that drops back, but this is the line, the half line, the white line there, that's the line that our back line should be on. So there's a lot of space here. We can win the ball right here and keep dominating in their half. Now, we win the initial ball, but you can see the setup. Look at how far our back line is. If they do get the ball, you can see this gap right here. A good team is just going to be able to turn and counter on us, and this is what they do. So we're in a bad spot because they were able to break that line. So I'll rewind it just one more time. So once she wins the ball, this is the problem area right here. She breaks the line with her first touch and plays it through. And now all of us, you could see, are facing our own goalkeeper, which is not a good shout for when we're defending. Switching the point of attack is just recognizing where open space is. This is an attacking scenario. And of course, all the open space is right here. So the delivery of the ball is just a small technical issue. We can turn the ball, and then this pass probably wants to be into that area so that she can pick up, so Chloe can pick up speed and go into there. Because again, if we lose it, look at all the space that they're able to now counter. Now everybody has to sprint back. Fortunately, they kicked a long ball into a 2v1, which these Kate and Bree are able to get. I think we can secure the ball a little bit better, but that's a different topic. Okay, so Lillian rolls the ball out. Where's the space that we can actually affect the opponent? Since Chloe didn't get forward high enough to bring this player with her, now she gets to go here, and they're keeping us to one side. So once this happens here, the key here is that can we play this ball into Lillian? Lillian be just a little bit out of your goal mouth here to receive the ball, instead of playing it into all this traffic here, where we're potentially just going to lose it and have to counter. So again, is there an opportunity to switch the point of attack? Same thing here. How do we get out of this? Okay, so clearly all the open space is over here. All the black shirts are over here. So, the first attempt doesn't work. We get the ball back, and the second attempt, is a pass. But instead of switching the point again, this is one player right here that can hurt us if we switch the point of attack instead of playing towards the 5 or 6. It looks like 6 players, that are pressing us. So again, we're just trying to do the same thing and try and get a different result, when it's better if we maybe just switch the point of attack. So anyways, here's the goal they score. And the only reason I'm showing this is because this is a moment where it's the end of the game, and it's important for us to recognize that end of the game, the ball needs to be kicked into the parking lot, or just hit away. So there's several opportunities. We have plenty of numbers here. Can we not allow her to get service? That's number one. Can we get tighter? It looks like Catherine's 2v1 here, probably confused her. Which one should I be with? Center back's tight on marks here. Are we covering each other and ending the play so that we just keep it a draw? Because in a playoff scenario, keeping it a draw gets us into added time, where we could potentially get the win in added time or in penalties. So anyways, just some thoughts there from the last weekend's match. hope everybody finds it at least a little bit helpful.